And
Yeah.
your book really made me think about what it means to seek safety when home is no longer safe. But when he came into power in the late 50s and 59, I think, hope turned to fear. Businesses were seized, people disappeared, and families were torn apart. But your family made the impossible choice to leave everything behind for safety and a future in America.
As you said, my family had believed that democracy would be restored. And then little by little, after the revolution, they saw one kind of freedom after another disappear. Each family member came to the realization that their dream had vanished and that they were now living in a nightmare where they barely recognized society, Cuban society, neighbors that had lived together for generations in the same barrio suddenly didn't trust each other because anybody could be an informant, because political ideology surpassed humanity. And when my mother and father decided in 1964 that they needed to find a way out of the country, which suddenly, for the first time in Cuban history, Cubans couldn't just get on, buy a ticket and leave. And Cuba, until, for decades after the revolution, remained one of the few countries that requires a citizen to obtain the government's permission to leave. It's actually a universal human right, the right to enter your country and leave your country. And that was denied. You really were at the bottom of society, and anybody could do whatever they wanted to you because you were a worm, a gusano. Our family was the family that was about to lose it all and win it all. It was a moment, and I talk about this in the first chapter too, where my parents' dreams came true, but they broke their hearts at the same time. Because now, yes, they'd be able to leave the country, but that meant that they knew they would never see most
Yeah.
of their family ever again because they couldn't get out and we couldn't come back in. Usually they don't want to leave, and usually they can't go back
Okay.
for safety reasons, for political reasons. That was that moment where life was going to be different. It was the moment of the loss of our Cuban world.